All right, it's Friday, and today I think this is going to be a little bit of a quicker video, but nonetheless an important one because 2 days ago, basically I was sitting in my desk over there. I was working on a project, and I was really intensely focused on something where my phone was off, and it was maybe a 2 hour period where I was just focused on what I was doing. And after that 2 hour period, when I was like, all right, I need to breathe for a second, and typically to take a breath, the best thing probably not to do is pick up your phone. And so I pick up my phone, it's been on Do Not Disturb, and I instantly just see tons of missed calls, missed messages, all these notifications, and people text me, yo, like, when can you hop on a call, this, that, whatever, and all these different things that I just immediately started I just felt super stressed. I was like, what the hell is going on right now? And before I even responded to any of the messages or anything, or even opened up my phone fully, I knew that I needed to first kind of get myself in a calm state, because there's been times I know where, emotionally in ups or downs or whatever, if I'm not in a completely calm and neutral state of mind, I may respond in a way that I may look back on and think it wasn't appropriate to that, whether it was good or bad. And so that's something I've a habit I've built over the past couple of years. And so I sat there for a second, and basically I opened up the notes app on my computer, and I was like, okay, like, based on the people that contacted me and everything going on, I just felt like I was super over leveraged. Like, I had committed myself to too many things and made myself too accessible to people. And one lesson I'll never forget is one that my dad taught me back in, I don't know, I was probably 12, 13 years old. This is when I first started. I kind of was getting into like going to the gym with him because he was super into it. And basically he had hired like a personal trainer he had met at the gym to make him like custom meal plans and stuff. And it was working great. But I guess there was one product or service or whatever it is, I don't know exactly, that the trainer didn't end up delivering on. And my dad told me, the quickest way to lose trust with someone is by not doing something that you told someone you're going to do. So, and breaking your word, and your word is important because that's the integrity of yourself. And he taught me that, and he's like, yo, there's gonna be people that you're friends with, you talk to, whoever, they say they're gonna do something and they don't do it, and that's just how it is. But that's a quick way to lose trust with someone, so never be that person. And obviously there's certain situations and scenarios where maybe you can't do something that you were planning on doing, and there's like legitimate reasons behind that. But I think the issue stood where between the trainer and my dad, the issue was that like the trainer was kind of dodging my dad, or like making some kind of excuse. And even like my buddy Jeff from Jared Garage, I know he posted something the other day too about, I guess he was selling one of his cars and it fell through because someone, at least is what it seemed like, he said basically the same message that I'm saying right now about don't break your word. That I guess someone maybe had said that they were going to buy the car and they didn't, or whatever the situation was. It just goes to show, like, it's a quick way to lose trust with someone. And basically at that moment when I was at my desk here and I was feeling stressed out, I wrote on my notes app, I'm like, okay, what are all the things that I'm committed to in one way or the other right now? And there's like 5 projects. And right now I know in my life that there's only one thing that I really need to focus on, dial in completely. And I struggle like balancing multiple things. Being spread too thin is typically not a good thing. I don't know too many people that can do that. And I was just super stressed in the moment, and everything ended up being all right. But I kind of just organized that list of projects by importance and said, okay, what is really worth it for me here? What am I committed to that I shouldn't be? And I ended up kind of figuring it out, and what gave me a lot of clarity was, one, after the fact I realized like it wasn't like an emergency situation. It wasn't like, okay, this is make or break anything. This is just simply, I saw what's going on. I had a realization. I was stressed out about it, but at the end of the day, everything was okay. But there's still logistics needed to be figured out. And what I ended up doing was calling a close friend of mine and mentor in certain ways, Daniel Story, aka Mr. Business. I've known him for almost 4 years now, and he has a lot of experience in the business world and everything. And when I hang out with him and I see our relationship, like it's like a best friend / someone you also take advice to. I very much value his opinion, and I think it's because when I'm around him, he is over 10 years older than me, but I feel like I'm hanging out with someone my age. Like the age difference or whatever, it doesn't matter at all. It's completely a neutral, awesome relationship. And I know he's always going to shoot it straight with me. So we're both doing 75 hard right now. And I was walking to the gym and he had called me. He's telling me about his new Apple Watch he got and stuff like that. And we were kind of talking, shooting the shit. And I brought up the situation and just kind of like the stress and all that stuff. And we ended up talking for like close to an hour. And he gave me a lot of really good insights. The very important one that was important to me to hear from him, there was two things he told me. Because I got on the phone and I said, okay, I initially asked him, like, how can I balance all these things? Like, what's the best strategy? Because I told him, okay, I'm going to try dedicating the first hour of my workday just directly to those as important projects, so then I can dedicate the rest of my day to the important ones. I wanted to try that. That was the first idea I had. So I was asking him, is there a better strategy? He's like, what works for you. But this is a lesson I'm about to tell you right now that you need to learn and figure out right now and not 15 years later like I did, because me and you are very alike in this way. And the fact is that you can do everything at a high level. Excuse me, I said that wrong. He said, you can do things at a high level, just not everything. And that might not be the exact word for word, but basically it's saying that I can't do everything at once. I can only do one thing at a time at a very high level, and other things are going to suffer. That's just naturally how it's going to be. And to save myself drama, time, money, etc., throughout my life, is to not make myself as committed to open projects when I know that I have, something that I need to be focusing on, with complete focus, because I'm not a juggler. I just can't do it. And when I'm trying to do too many things at once, they're all just going to be half-assed and nothing's going to break through. And that's kind of what, it gave me some good clarity just to like realize that, okay, that's the right option. And the fact is that I need to be careful what I'm committing myself to. And, it makes sense because we've even partnered on businesses before. And he's like, bro, look, like, I like what you're doing. Like, he's very used to the brick and mortar stuff, and he's slowly getting into more of the digital online business side. But he's always been like, I'm always down to partner with you on whatever, and vice versa. But I'm not going to be able to be a person in there that's day in, day out working on stuff, the day-to-day activities. I'm here. I can place money. I can place resources. I can provide insight, take calls, meetings, whatever. But I can't be the one running the business. That's just not. I don't have time. I can't dedicate it. So just being straight up off the bat for the fact that, okay, from the start. So if things, basically, so I can't fall back on him in the terms of, he said he can't be the person that's doing the day in and out and these little things, and it makes sense. And I think it's a good way to approach certain situations depending on what you're in. So out of the 5 projects that I mentioned earlier, and like one of them was just a business that's a really cool opportunity. It's like a 50 to 100K a month opportunity. I talked with it's with one of my really close friends, and this is someone that Daniel knows too. So I told him about it, and he knows the guy, and etc. And I was like, look, like we built the systems, everything's here. Like it's been ready for 2 months. It just hasn't gone anywhere because neither of us have put the focus on it. And we got on a call and we're like, okay, what are we doing with this? Like, here's the 2 options. We either shut it down or we find like a hustler who wants to get in there and work on it and take advantage of the opportunity. And we'd end up giving them a certain part of the company. And I told Daniel about it, and he's like, look, man, like there's 2 sides to this. One, the immediate second you shut down the company is everything goes to zero. The effort, time, money, anything that's gone into it, any resource at all, immediately goes to zero. And like, what's the point at that? Like, it's a bad habit to have. And 2 is like, okay, you want to put a hustler in there. You need to like actually strategize it if you're going to do that. Because if you say, okay, here, you watching this right now, I'm going to give you 70% of this company if you want to be in here and be a hustler and make it work. We'll help you out. Like, I'm offering 70% of zero. Like, the company is nothing right now. So instead, it's about creating a system and finding people. Like, okay, hey, look, here's what we're going to do. We're going to be paying you, viewer right now, $500 a week. To work on this just as a draw against future earnings, and as things progress, and I see you, overproducing, then we're going to be able to work on actually building this company bigger and, equity, whatever that may be. And that way there's some type of incentive to go ahead and keep going with it, but also knowing, okay, hey, there's types of people that you can get in a position that say they're a hustler, that say they're going to kill it, be productive, but at the end of the day, they're just doing the bare minimum. And that's not the type of person I need for this opportunity. So he's like, look, man, you got to know how to cut those people off quick and be straight with them. When you first meet with them, say, hey, look, this is what we're looking for. And if I see you're not, working above the pay grade to really take advantage of this opportunity, we're just going to cut it off. We're going to do it sooner than later. And he said, don't spend good money chasing bad decisions. And that's a quick way to just lose progress. It's just stupid to continue if I see someone's not producing and just keep giving them money to not produce. There's more to it, and I would love to have a conversation with him and record that to be able to share. And I'm gonna see him in a few weeks, so they will record some little videos here for this. But this video has been longer than I expected. But the two takeaways from that call, biggest ones, with a good friend and mentor of mine, Daniel, were to one, don't spend good money chasing bad decisions, and two, understand that I'm the type of person who can do things at a high level, just not everything. So, yeah. Think about it. Think about the type of person you are. If you're in the business world, you're an entrepreneur, you're working on different things. What can you prioritize and create the most value in? And if that's just one thing at a time or multiple, and how you can be more productive. But I'd be curious to hear more about your thoughts on productivity, different projects, etc. That's my video for today. Have a good night or day, morning. Peace.